The In-Between World of Vikram Lall is a novel by M.G. Vassanji, published in 2003 by Doubleday Canada. The novel won the Scotiabank Giller Prize that year and narrates a story of Vikram Lall in the colonial and post-colonial Kenya. The title for the novel also inspired the title for Elizabeth Nunez's novel Anna in Between, published in 2009. Plot: Vikram Lall is an adult living in exile in Canada, and the novel plots him contemplating over his life as a teenager of Indian origin living in Kenya in the 1950s. Vikram's paternal grandfather was brought to Africa from northwest India as a laborer on the railways, while his father Ashok was born in Africa and became a member of the Asian Home Guard troops that worked for the British. His mother, Sheila, the daughter of a police inspector, was born in India and moved to Africa after marrying Ashok. Both Vikram and his younger sister, Deepa, were also born in Africa and reside in the town of Nakuru. While Ashok strives to emulate the British colonists, their maternal uncle Mahesh disrupts their household with his support for the radical Mau Mau group seeking to overturn British rule. While growing up in colonial Kenya, Vik and Deepa befriend Njoroge, a Kikuyu child whose grandfather Mwangi works as a laborer in the Lall's household, and British siblings, Bill and Annie Bruce, whose mother frequents Ashok's grocery store for British goods. When Mau Mau uprising gains momentum, the Bruces are killed. Because of Vikram's particular attachment to Annie, he remains affected by her death even until adulthood, especially because he secretly witnesses Mahesh stealing Ashok's gun to give to the rebels. Mwangi is later arrested and killed by the British for his involvement in the Mau Mau group, while Mahesh is later deported to India. Seeking a more peaceful place to live, the Lalls move to Nairobi, which separates them from Njoroge. As teenagers, Vik and Deepa reconnect with Njoroge, who is now a rising star in the new government led by Jomo Kenyatta. It becomes clear that Deepa and Njoroge are in love, but Sheila is adamantly opposed to their relationship and persuades Njoroge to give up on Deepa. Devastated by Njoroge's rejection, Deepa marries another suitor and apparently settles down, while Njoroge marries a Kikuyu woman and continues to be an idealistic voice in government. While Vik begins as a railway inspector, he finds himself moving up in the bureaucratic ladder as his superiors take advantage of his status as an Asian man in Africa having neither native African roots nor strong ties to the former British rule to fuel their increasingly corrupt activities as a middleman who takes bribes and launders currency. Though Vik is stunned by the political influence he gains, he is soon tossed aside as a scapegoat by his superior when a scam is opposed. He takes up a position in his in-law's jewelry business, but his connections continue follow him and he becomes known as one of the most corrupt men in Africa. As the years go by, Vik's parents are gradually driven apart, though they briefly become closer again when Sheila is diagnosed with breast cancer. Deepa and Njoroge meet again as friends, though their past feelings remain strong and rumors begin to circulate that they are having an affair. When Njoroge's mentor and political opponent to Jomo Kenyatta is killed, Njoroge's idealism makes him a target and he is killed at Deepa's shop. Deepa mourns his death for years, but when her husband Dilip dies, the scandals around Njoroge and Dilip's deaths isolate her and she chooses to immigrate to the United States where her two grown children reside. Vik's increased involvement in various political scandals endangers the lives of family members. His wife separates from him and takes their children to England, while Vik flees to Canada. In present, Vik attempts to atone for Njoroge's death by looking out for Njoroge's son, Joseph, who has come to Canada. When Joseph suddenly returns to Kenya and is arrested for his participation in a violent political protest, Vik chooses to return to Africa to leverage his account of the most notorious scandal he was involved in order to secure Joseph's release. Though he succeeds in obtaining Joseph's release, Vik's chance for a fresh start is overturned when the investigating committee is abruptly dissolved and he is left vulnerable to his enemies hoping to keep their corruption secret. With his lawyer arrested, Vikram is left in hiding when his apartment building is set ablaze, leaving his fate ambiguous. The In-Between World of Vikram Lall is a novel written by M.G. Vassanji, a Tanzanian-born Canadian author. It was first published in 2003 and went on to win the Giller Prize, one of Canada's most prestigious literary awards. The novel explores themes of identity, power, and political turmoil in post-colonial Kenya. The story is narrated by Vikram Lall, a Kenyan of Indian descent, who reflects on his life from his childhood in the 1950s through the political upheavals of Kenya's independence and the following decades. Vikram's family becomes embroiled in the tumultuous events of the time, including the Mau Mau rebellion against British colonial rule and the corruption and violence that marked Kenya's early years of independence. The title, The In-Between World, refers to the liminal space Vikram occupies as a person of Indian descent living in Africa, straddling multiple identities and cultural influences. The novel delves into the complexities of belonging and the search for meaning in a rapidly changing world. Through Vikram's personal journey, the novel provides insight into the larger historical forces shaping Kenya and its people. It raises questions about the nature of power, loyalty, and the legacy of colonialism in Africa. Overall, the in-between world of Vikram Lall is a richly layered and thought-provoking exploration of the human experience in the context of post-colonial Africa. Here's a synopsis of the in-between world of Vikram Lall, from beginning to end. The novel begins with Vikram Lall, now living in exile in Canada, reflecting on his past in Kenya. He recalls his childhood in the 1950s in the Rift Valley region of Kenya, where he grows up in a middle-class Indian family. Despite being of Indian descent, Vikram considers himself Kenyan, feeling a strong attachment to the land and its people. As Vikram recounts his story, he recalls the rise of political tensions in Kenya during the Mau Rebellion against British colonial rule. Vikram's family becomes entangled in the conflict when his father is accused of collaborating with the British authorities. This accusation leads to a rift within the family and shapes Vikram's understanding of power and betrayal. As Kenya gains independence in 1963, Vikram navigates the complexities of the new political landscape. He becomes friends with Njoroge, a member of the Kikuyu tribe, despite the ethnic tensions that persist in post-colonial Kenya. Vikram rises to prominence in Nairobi's business elite, but his success is marred by corruption and moral compromises. Throughout the years, Vikram maintains a complicated relationship with his childhood sweetheart, Annie, who is now married to another man. Despite their mutual attraction, Vikram and Annie's love remains unfulfilled, haunted by the specter of societal expectations and personal ambitions. As Kenya descends into political turmoil and ethnic violence in the 1990s, Vikram's past catches up with him. He becomes implicated in a corruption scandal that threatens to destroy his reputation and his family's legacy. Faced with betrayal and disillusionment, Vikram is forced to confront the consequences of his actions and the moral compromises he made to succeed in Kenya's turbulent society. In the end, Vikram reflects on the in-between world he inhabits, a world caught between the traditions of his Indian heritage and the complexities of African identity. Despite the challenges and tragedies he has faced, Vikram finds redemption in his love for Kenya and its people, affirming his belief in the possibility of a better future for his homeland. The in-between world of Vikram Lall is a sweeping saga of love, betrayal, and political intrigue set against the backdrop of Kenya's tumultuous history. Through Vikram's journey, the novel explores themes of identity, power, and the legacy of colonialism in Africa, offering a nuanced portrayal of the human experience in a complex and changing world. Here are some key themes from the in-between world of Vikram Lall, along with examples. Identity. Example. Vikram Lall grapples with his identity as a Kenyan of Indian descent. He struggles to reconcile his Indian heritage with his deep attachment to Kenya, feeling torn between two cultures and identities. This theme is further explored through Vikram's friendship with Njoroge, a member of the Kikuyu tribe, highlighting the complexities of identity in a diverse and multi-ethnic society. Power and corruption. Example. Throughout the novel, Vikram rises to prominence in Nairobi's business elite, accumulating wealth and influence. However, his success is tainted by corruption and moral compromises. For instance, Vikram becomes embroiled in a corruption scandal involving government officials, revealing the pervasive influence of corruption in post-colonial Kenya and its impact on individuals and society. Betrayal and loyalty. Example. Vikram experiences betrayal from multiple fronts, including within his own family and among his friends. His father's alleged collaboration with the British authorities during the Mau Rebellion leads to a rift within the family, while his friendship with Njoroge is tested by ethnic tensions and political rivalries. These betrayals underscore the fragility of trust and loyalty in a society marked by power struggles and personal ambitions. Love and longing. Example. Vikram's relationship with Annie, his childhood sweetheart, is characterized by love and longing. Despite their mutual affection, their love remains unfulfilled due to societal expectations and personal circumstances. Vikram's enduring love for Annie serves as a source of both joy and pain throughout his life, highlighting the complexities of romantic relationships in a society where tradition and duty often outweigh personal desires. Colonial legacy and post-colonialism. Example. The novel explores the legacy of British colonialism in Kenya and its impact on the country's political and social landscape. The Mau Mau rebellion against British rule serves as a backdrop to Vikram's childhood, shaping his understanding of power and injustice. The aftermath of independence brings new challenges, as Kenya grapples with ethnic tensions, corruption, and violence. These themes reflect the enduring legacy of colonialism and the struggles of post-colonial societies to forge their own path toward independence. Here are some additional themes from The In-Between World of Vikram Lall, with examples. Ethnic and racial dynamics. Example: the novel explores the complex ethnic and racial dynamics in Kenya, particularly between the Indian and African communities. Vikram, as an Indian Kenyan, navigates his identity within a society where ethnicity often determines one's opportunities and social standing. The tensions between different ethnic groups, such as the Kikuyu, Luo, and Indian communities, shape Vikram's experiences and relationships, reflecting the broader social divisions in post-colonial Kenya. Social class and aspiration. Example: Vikram's journey from a middle-class upbringing to the heights of Nairobi's business elite highlights the role of social class and aspiration in shaping individual destinies. Despite facing discrimination and obstacles due to his Indian heritage, Vikram is determined to succeed and climb the social ladder. His pursuit of wealth and status exposes the inequalities and aspirations that drive individuals in a rapidly changing society. Memory and history. Example: the novel is framed as a retrospective narrative, with Vikram reflecting on his past and the events that shaped his life. Memory and history play a central role in Vikram's understanding of himself and his place in the world. As he revisits key moments from his childhood to adulthood, Vikram grapples with the complexities of memory and the subjective nature of history, raising questions about the reliability of personal and collective narratives. Displacement and exile. Example: Vikram's exile to Canada serves as a framing device for the novel, highlighting themes of displacement and belonging. Forced to leave Kenya due to political turmoil and personal scandal, Vikram finds himself adrift in a foreign land, disconnected from the country he once called home. His experience of exile underscores the sense of displacement felt by many individuals who were uprooted from their native lands and forced to rebuild their lives elsewhere. Resilience and survival. Example: throughout the novel, Vikram demonstrates resilience in the face of adversity, navigating the challenges of political upheaval, betrayal, and personal loss. Despite the obstacles he encounters, Vikram adapts and perseveres, finding ways to survive and thrive in a society marked by uncertainty and instability. His resilience reflects the resilience of Kenya itself, a country that has endured colonialism, independence struggles, and internal strife, yet continues to persevere and evolve. Here are character sketches of some key characters from The In-Between World of Vikram Lall, along with critical analysis and examples of their roles in the novel. Vikram Lall. Character sketch. Vikram Lall is the protagonist and narrator of the novel. He is a Kenyan of Indian descent who rises to prominence in Nairobi's business elite. Vikram is intelligent, ambitious, and complex, grappling with questions of identity, loyalty, and morality throughout the story. Critical analysis. Vikram's character embodies the tensions and contradictions of post-colonial identity. His journey from a middle-class upbringing to a position of power exposes the moral compromises and personal sacrifices required to succeed in a society marked by corruption and ethnic rivalries. Vikram's narrative voice offers insight into the complexities of Kenya's history and the human cost of political upheaval. Example: Vikram's involvement in a corruption scandal serves as a central plot point in the novel, highlighting the moral ambiguity of his character and the corrupting influence of power. His reflections on the scandal and its consequences provide a critical lens through which to examine the intersections of politics, business, and personal ambition in post-colonial Kenya. Annie. Character sketch. Annie is Vikram's childhood sweetheart and love interest. She is of mixed heritage, with a Kenyan father and a British mother. Annie is independent, compassionate, and fiercely loyal to Vikram, despite societal expectations and personal obstacles. Critical analysis. Annie's character challenges traditional gender roles and racial stereotypes, offering a counterpoint to the patriarchal and ethnically divided society depicted in the novel. Her relationship with Vikram reflects the complexities of love and longing in a society where personal desires often conflict with social norms and expectations. Example: Annie's decision to marry another man, despite her love for Vikram, illustrates the constraints placed on women by societal expectations and family obligations. Her refusal to conform to conventional roles and expectations makes her a symbol of resistance and resilience in the face of adversity. Njoroge. Character sketch. Njoroge is Vikram's childhood friend and a member of the Kikuyu tribe. He is idealistic, passionate, and politically active, advocating for social justice and equality in post-colonial Kenya. Critical analysis. Njoroge's character represents the aspirations and struggles of the African majority in Kenya, who seek to overcome the legacy of colonialism and assert their rights in a society dominated by ethnic minorities. His friendship with Vikram transcends ethnic divisions, highlighting the possibility of solidarity and cooperation across racial and cultural boundaries. Example: Njoroge's involvement in political activism and his eventual imprisonment by the government underscore the risks faced by those who challenge the status quo in Kenya. His character serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by ordinary people in the pursuit of justice and freedom. Vikram's father. Character sketch. Vikram's father is a complex figure who becomes embroiled in political controversy during the Mau Mau rebellion. He is initially portrayed as a loyal British subject, but his actions reveal a deeper complexity and ambiguity. Critical analysis. Vikram's father symbolizes the tensions between collaboration and resistance in colonial contexts. His alleged collaboration with the British authorities exposes the moral dilemmas faced by individuals caught between competing loyalties and political ideologies. Example: the revelation of Vikram's father's involvement in the Mau Mau rebellion serves as a catalyst for the family's downfall, leading to a rupture in their relationships and a loss of social status. His character highlights the ways in which personal choices and political allegiances shape individual destinies in colonial and post-colonial societies. Here are additional character sketches with critical analysis and examples from The In-Between World of Vikram Lall. Vikram's mother. Character sketch. Vikram's mother is a resilient and pragmatic woman who navigates the challenges of colonial and post-colonial Kenya with grace and determination. She is deeply devoted to her family and works hard to provide for them in the face of adversity. Critical analysis. Vikram's mother represents the strength and resilience of women in patriarchal societies, who often bear the burden of maintaining family cohesion and stability. Her character offers a nuanced portrayal of motherhood and womanhood in a society undergoing profound social and political changes. Example: despite facing discrimination and hardship, Vikram's mother remains a pillar of strength for her family, offering support and guidance in times of crisis. Her unwavering love and sacrifice underscore the importance of familial bonds and the resilience of the human spirit. Uncle Salim. Character sketch. Uncle Salim is Vikram's uncle and a shrewd businessman who plays a significant role in Vikram's life. He is ambitious, opportunistic, and unapologetically pragmatic in his pursuit of wealth and success. Critical analysis. Uncle Salim represents the darker side of ambition and opportunism in post-colonial societies, where personal gain often comes at the expense of others. His character highlights the moral compromises and ethical dilemmas faced by individuals navigating the complexities of power and privilege. Example: Uncle Salim's manipulation and exploitation of Vikram's talents for his own financial gain illustrate the corrosive effects of greed and ambition. His character serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of prioritizing personal gain over ethical principles and human decency. Mr. Shah. Character sketch. Mr. Shah is Vikram's employer and mentor, a successful businessman who offers Vikram opportunities for advancement and success. He is astute, pragmatic, and deeply entrenched in Nairobi's business and political circles. Critical analysis. Mr. Shah embodies the entrepreneurial spirit and capitalist ethos that drive Kenya's economic development in the post-colonial era. His character reflects the complexities of power and influence in a society where business interests often intersect with political agendas. Example: Mr. Shah's guidance and mentorship propel Vikram's rise to prominence in Nairobi's business elite, but his own ambitions and connections also shape Vikram's moral compass and worldview. His character highlights the intertwined nature of personal relationships and professional success in the world of business and politics. Sali. Character sketch. Sali is Vikram's childhood friend and confidant, with whom he shares a deep bond and sense of camaraderie. Sali is loyal, dependable, and fiercely protective of Vikram, serving as a steadfast companion throughout his life. Critical analysis. Sali's character represents the enduring power of friendship and solidarity in the face of adversity. His unwavering loyalty to Vikram underscores the importance of trust and companionship in navigating life's challenges and uncertainties. Example: Sali's support and friendship provide a source of strength and comfort for Vikram during difficult times, reinforcing the theme of resilience and survival in the novel. His character serves as a reminder of the value of authentic human connections in a world marked by betrayal and disillusionment. Here are a few more character sketches along with their critical analysis and examples from The In-Between World of Vikram Lall. Ralph Singh. Character sketch. Ralph Singh is a close childhood friend of Vikram Lall. He is charismatic, ambitious, and deeply entrenched in Kenya's political scene. Ralph's character embodies the complexities of power and ambition in post-colonial Kenya. Critical analysis. Ralph serves as a foil to Vikram, highlighting different approaches to navigating the social and political landscape of Kenya. While Vikram is pragmatic and cautious, Ralph is bold and idealistic, willing to take risks to achieve his goals. His character reflects the allure and pitfalls of political power, as well as the moral compromises that accompany it. Example. Ralph's involvement in political activism and his eventual rise to power illustrate the ways in which individuals navigate the complex terrain of post-colonial politics. His character also highlights the personal costs of ambition and the moral dilemmas faced by those in positions of authority. J.J. Keki. Character sketch. J.J. Keki is a prominent politician and businessman in Kenya. He is charismatic, manipulative, and deeply corrupt, using his power and influence to further his own interests. Critical analysis. J.J. Keki represents the darker side of Kenya's political elite, where corruption and impunity are rampant. His character exposes the systemic issues of governance and accountability that plague post-colonial societies, as well as the complicity of those in positions of power. Example. J.J. Keki's manipulation of Vikram and other characters for his own gain underscores the pervasive influence of corruption in Kenyan politics. His character serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the erosion of democratic principles in a society grappling with the legacy of colonialism. Mrs. Shah. Character sketch. Mrs. Shah is Vikram's employer's wife. She is elegant, cultured, and deeply entrenched in Nairobi's social circles. Mrs. Shah's character embodies the complexities of gender and class in post-colonial Kenya. Critical analysis. Mrs. Shah represents the expectations and constraints placed on women in patriarchal societies, where their worth is often defined by their marital status and social standing. Her character also highlights the intersections of race and class, as she navigates the complexities of belonging in a society marked by ethnic divisions and social hierarchies. Example. Mrs. Shah's interactions with Vikram and other characters reveal the ways in which gender and class shape social dynamics and interpersonal relationships. Her character serves as a lens through which to examine the roles and expectations placed on women in post-colonial Kenya, as well as the complexities of identity and belonging in a diverse and stratified society. Critically examining and analyzing The In-Between World of Vikram Lall involves assessing its literary merit, thematic depth, narrative structure, character development, and socio-political commentary. Here are some key aspects to consider. Literary style. M.G. Vassanji's prose style is often praised for its elegance, richness, and evocative imagery. The novel employs a retrospective narrative technique, with Vikram Lall reflecting on his past from the vantage point of exile in Canada. This narrative structure allows for introspection and exploration of memory, history, and identity. Thematic depth. The novel grapples with a range of complex themes, including identity, power, corruption, betrayal, love, and post-colonialism. Through Vikram Lall's personal journey, the novel explores the tensions between individual desires and societal expectations, as well as the enduring legacies of colonialism and ethnic divisions in Kenya. Character development. The characters in the novel are multidimensional and undergo significant growth and transformation over the course of the story. Vikram Lall, in particular, evolves from a young boy navigating the complexities of colonial Kenya to a mature man grappling with the consequences of his actions and choices. Other characters, such as Annie, Njoroge, and Uncle Salim, also undergo nuanced development, reflecting the complexities of human nature and relationships. Sociopolitical commentary. The In-Between World of Vikram Lall offers incisive commentary on the sociopolitical landscape of post-colonial Kenya. The novel sheds light on the tensions between different ethnic groups, the legacy of colonialism, and the challenges of nation-building and governance. It exposes the corruption, injustice, and violence that pervade Kenyan society, while also celebrating the resilience, ingenuity, and spirit of its people. Critique and reception. Critics have generally praised the novel for its compelling narrative, vivid characterization, and thought-provoking themes. It won the Giller Prize, one of Canada's most prestigious literary awards, and has been widely studied and discussed in academic circles. However, some critics have noted that the novel's pacing can be slow at times, and its treatment of certain themes, such as gender and sexuality, may be less nuanced compared to others. Overall, the in-between world of Vikram Lall is a powerful and poignant exploration of personal and collective identity, power dynamics, and the complexities of post-colonial life in Kenya. It offers readers a rich and immersive literary experience, inviting them to confront difficult truths about history, society, and the human condition. Let's break down The In-Between World of Vikram Lall by M.G. Vassanji across various literary elements. Narrative technique. The novel is primarily narrated in the first person by Vikram Lall, who reflects on his life and experiences from his perspective. This retrospective narrative technique allows for introspection and reflection, as Vikram recounts his memories and offers insights into his motivations, emotions, and personal growth. The narrative is nonlinear, with Vikram moving back and forth in time to weave together the tapestry of his life story, from his childhood in colonial Kenya to his adulthood and eventual exile in Canada. Plot. The plot of the novel follows Vikram Lall's life journey, tracing his experiences growing up in colonial Kenya, his involvement in the political and social upheavals of post-colonial Kenya, and his eventual exile in Canada. The plot is richly textured and layered, incorporating historical events such as the Mau Mau Rebellion, Kenya's struggle for independence, and the political corruption and violence that characterize the country's early years of nationhood. The plot unfolds through a series of interconnected episodes and events, revealing the complexities of Vikram's relationships, ambitions, and moral dilemmas. Style. M.G. Vassanji's writing style is characterized by its elegance, sophistication, and attention to detail. His prose is lyrical and evocative, capturing the sights, sounds, and textures of colonial and post-colonial Kenya with vivid imagery and sensory detail. Vassanji employs rich symbolism and metaphor to explore themes of identity, power, and belonging, imbuing the narrative with depth and complexity. The novel's style is reflective and introspective, inviting readers to contemplate the deeper meanings and implications of Vikram's story. Genre. The In-Between World of Vikram Lall is a work of historical fiction that blends elements of drama, political intrigue, and social commentary. While grounded in the historical realities of Kenya's colonial and post-colonial history, the novel also incorporates elements of romance, mystery, and psychological insight. Its genre-defying nature allows it to transcend conventional literary categories and engage readers on multiple levels. Setting. The novel is primarily set in Kenya, against the backdrop of its transition from colonial rule to independence and beyond. The setting encompasses both urban and rural landscapes, from the bustling streets of Nairobi to the tranquil beauty of the Rift Valley. Vassanji vividly portrays the sights, sounds, and social dynamics of Kenyan society, capturing the